Creating your vision board. I love vision boards. I get so excited by creating a vision board, but having it there as this thing that I look at and I see every day, and it helps me bring to life those goals and dreams and that vision that you have for your life. And so, you know, it might be that your goals in business are very strategic, are very kind of sort of alpha, they're very, much more masculine focused, where you're wanting to get something done and striving and ticking it off and hustling. But your vision is something softer, it's more feminine, and it's something that you can create for that life that you want to lead. And the vision board can come as a way of really showing that. So you put it there, you have it on your laptop, you have it on your phone screen, and you've got it there as something that you look at every day and think, that's the life I'm going to create, that's what I want. And so when you create that, it becomes so much more powerful, and seeing it every day helps it to come true. And I normally do this once a year. I tend to do it in kind of December, January time. So kind of at the beginning, mark the new year, going into the new year. And I find it's a really powerful way to kind of set off the year when you're thinking about what you want to do in order to then go into the year. But sometimes it's really good to reassess where we are, what we want to do. And so for me, I love to reassess my business and what my business strategy and goals are every quarter. So I do it every 3 months, every 90 days. But every 6 months, I really reassess what's going on, what is working, what's not, what do I want to do? And I'll look at that big vision I had, the plans I had for the year, and say, have I achieved those goals? Have I achieved that target? Now, all of that sounds quite mechanical in relation to my business and what I want to do. But it's also important to get really excited about it and put a vision behind it. When it comes to having a successful vision board, one of the best things I can say about, vision boards, sometimes we can just sort of stick on. In the past, I've done it where I've just, created images and they've not really had this, something that it's really been a goal that I wanted. So I'd really recommend that you are as focused as possible. So it's really aligned to your goals, your business goals, your vision for next year, in all areas of your life. And then you're creating a visual format of that, rather than it being like, oh, let's stick on some nice pretty pictures and hope for the best. It's the kind of, all you're doing is taking the goals and plans for 2024 and adding them to a visual format. So you're looking at that every day as your screensaver, when you're logging in on your laptop and on your mobile phone. And I find that really, really helpful. Okay, so first of all, complete the sentence. I really want to. What are the things that you want to do in 2024? So list some of the goals, some of the dreams that you want to achieve in the coming 12 months. Oh, Jemima said, adopt a child. What a beautiful, oh, Melissa, by the way, hello. Hi, Melissa. What a beautiful one. That's really, really, oh, sorry. And she said that's a secret. But that's such a beautiful one. Oh. What else have we got? Believe more in myself. Oh, I love that one. Andrea, have a flourishing membership program. Hi, Angelique. We're just doing we're just doing a first question, really. I really want to, so we're thinking ahead to goals and dreams for 2024. Lisa says, finish setting up my Patreon page with my podcasts. And then Sophie says, I'd like to start an inclusive and supportive comedy night in Falmouth. I love that. Get a big live epic gig on stage, says Melissa. Wonderful. Okay. So we'll list out a few more. So what about, I'm just trying to look at how I add people. Oh, how do I add people? Yeah, okay, more people coming in. What do you want to achieve in business? What's your big goal for the next 10 months? Priscilla says, triple my revenue with info products. Angelique, I want to get back into writing newsletters and selling my online courses. Yes. Pivot and relaunch from scratch, says Belinda. Work with the clients I want to work with and be able to say no to more of the ones I don't want to work with. Oh, yes. I'm lucky to say I love who I work with, which is great. Build my infrastructure content enough to earn $1,000 a month, says Lisa. Start an actual sole trader business and support neurodiverse and other outsider people, especially women, get themselves out there, particularly selling people's artwork. Love that, Sophie. Re-engage my Facebook audience and email list. Go for it, Belinda. Fantastic. Okay, so where would you like to see your business? What publicity would you like? What kind of, I know some of you have already written this, but what revenue would you like? So, think through those goals of, what kind of money you'd like to be making. I'm writing down these numbers because we're going to put these numbers on the vision board. And, think of those. I'll show you on the vision board, but think of, what publicity you'd like. Would you like to have a TED talk or get featured in your favorite magazine? What would you like? What kind of publicity? Doris says rebrand. Great. Knowing that and figuring out what Doris 2.0 is. Melissa says featuring some mags and start a podcast. Get a thriving group community going again. Have to say, if you're not on LinkedIn, you can really build a nice community on LinkedIn. It's really quite powerful what you can do on LinkedIn. Belinda says be interviewed on podcasts, do spotlight talks at networking, earn $1,500 a month. For starters, great. Love this. Double my revenue or 1.5 it. What about 3 times it? Should we go big? Okay. So now I want you to know your numbers. Okay. So this is you going to your phone or just going to various social media platforms. Now, you don't need to go to them all. What I want you to do is take screenshots of, so literally, I'm going to stop share a second and I'm going to do this. So here's my mobile phone. Okay. So if I went to my LinkedIn, me talking about LinkedIn, and I went to my profile, I should share this really, shouldn't I? And literally take a screenshot of it. So I'll do this on the screen with if you give me a second, I'll just do that as well. So if you don't know how to do a screenshot, just let me know. So if I'll just share my screen and so the reason why I'm doing this, because I want you to put this on your vision board, okay? So you don't have to do LinkedIn if you don't like LinkedIn. LinkedIn's my sort of main place that I hang out. So I'm going to do LinkedIn. So I would go to my profile and you can see there I've got 14,685 followers. So if I say to myself, right, by the end of next year, I want to have 30,000 followers. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot. So I'm on a Mac and I'm on a Mac. Hi, Sharon, just coming in. So I'm going to do a screenshot of so I do Command, Shift, and 4. Sorry, something else coming in too. So Command, Shift, and 4, and I'm doing a screenshot of just literally that. Okay. And it's not a perfect one because I've got all the chat on there, but you see how we can, so it's just coming out with just a shot of my LinkedIn. So, and you can do the same thing with write in the chat if you don't know how to do a screenshot. So you can do one on your mobile phone too, if that's easier, where you just take your phone and you do a screenshot of your phone by clicking the side bits, to take a photo. And and there we go. So I'm going to save mine. And then we're going to adjust it later on. Okay. So then you might go to Instagram. So if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, I'm going to put it in the chat. If you're not already connected, then let's connect because I love LinkedIn. But let's say Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, I'll just go to my Instagram and we can connect there too. And so if I go to mine, here we go, I'll share that. And I would do the same thing. So you're literally just doing, I don't use Instagram so much. Okay. And then we're going to change it to, we're going to do a screenshot and we're going to add this to Canva in a minute. Okay. But we're just doing screenshots at present. We're not starting on Canva yet. Okay. So just because I want you to be in the thinking mode, but we're just doing, so we've done do your Instagram, go to Facebook, go to any other places that you hang out. Might be TikTok, might be YouTube. So if I do my YouTube, here's my YouTube channel, and I would do the same thing and do a screenshot for my YouTube channel. And so there we go. And I screenshot it. Okay. So because we're just going to add these as images later on. But first of all, do the screenshots. Okay. And then we're going to add them later. Okay. So let's not do Canva stuff yet. Okay. Right. Once you're done with that, we are going to go back to doing this. Okay. So get all of those social media numbers that you want to include. Okay. And just write down what numbers you want. Okay. So if you imagine, if you're on 1,000 followers, do you want 3,000 by next year? What's the figure you want to go for? Okay. And, remember with social media, you don't have to do everything. Going deeper in one platform is more important. So, but, you say where you want to aim, what platform. Okay. And then where are you in your life? Where do you want to be? Okay. So I'd like you to write out my dream year looks like this and describe your dream year. So we'll spend a good 5 minutes and just splurge, go for it. And I will, while we're doing this, if I can find some lovely, inspiring music. That too loud? Sorry if it is. Okay, so sorry to have abruptly been the DJ and not quietly, smoothly transitioned. I hope you started feeling inspired with what your dream life looks like. Okay, so what is the biggest, scariest goal that you would love to make happen this year? So what is the thing that is going to really stretch you and make you go, ooh, but actually secretly you know you're going to do it because you know that you are so brilliant and talented and capable that you have got this. So I want you to really think big, okay? Where are you going to stretch yourself and push yourself? How are you going to expand the person that you are so that you look back at yourself in a year's time and think, wow, I really went for it? How are you going to go for it this year? Despite everything that's going on and all the doom and gloom merchants, how are you going to go for it this year? What are you going to do? And maybe share some stories in the chat. So for me, I think I've kind of been thinking about a couple of things that would push me to my limits. I sort of had this idea. It was a bit of a crazy idea while I was in a Tony Robbins business mastermind to do something around incontinence. And I'm sort of still dabbling, but I'm thinking, do I set up a separate business about this? And part of me is like, oh, I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. But at the same time, I feel like, do I stretch myself? And so, think through what is going to be the thing that really stretches you? What is going to make you see things differently? When you're ready, also slight shift of gear. What's your health and fitness goals for the year? Because, while we are business owners or want to be business owners, actually being healthy, being our best selves means that we perform better. Like that's such a key part of it, that we have optimum health. And so that's not, just being at peak performance. So understanding, there's so much more understanding in the mastermind I'm in at the moment. It's so much about biohacking that we can do to really improve our health. And, really thinking like, how can I really be the healthiest version of me? For me, that was definitely, I'd had a really stressful year last year. And I went into this year thinking, how can I manage that as well as possible? So for me, it was cold water swimming and running every day. For me, next year, I want to do more yoga. I've always loved yoga. I've just kind of got out of the habit of it, but I think I found a way I can do more yoga. I won actually in a business mastery competition that I'm in, so business mastermind I'm in, I just happened to win. So I've got this sauna bed being delivered. So I'm going to be doing saunas regularly. So, you know, different ways that you can, you know, it's not just about how you look, but it's also how you feel and your optimum health. Even saying to yourself, I'm going to eat blueberries once a week can really help with things like, you know, offsetting dementia. You know, there's amazing ways that you can take care of yourself. So what are your health and fitness goals? Share any in the chat if you'd like to. Okay, so on a vision board, it really helps to have any words that, you know, you want to feel. So you might want to put some words. So it might be inspirational quotes. It might be just some words that you want to feel like powerful or strong, or whether it's inspired or aligned, or, you know, whatever word is your word. And it might be it's a word that, you know, you might play with it and think, what's my word for the year? And have that word on your vision board, whether that's joy or happiness or peace, or you know, for quite a few years I had, you know, I wanted to get back in, you know, being in stepping into my power, or intuition. And if anyone wants to share any words, might inspire others. Okay, and then how do you want to feel? You know, so when it comes to your family or relationships or friendships, and certainly as I went into 2023, for me, I really wanted to feel more connected to my local community. And, you know, so I have done a lot of volunteering this year, you know, working on various charity projects, and I'm a school governor, and I've just got more connected to my local community. I really wanted to feel like I had roots locally. But maybe it's, and also a big one for me was I felt like I wanted to really reconnect with friendships, and I've really invested a lot of my energy and time that year on my family relationships, my friendships. So think about those things that sometimes in business, you know, we can be so kind of head down, getting on with it, but actually there's all those other pieces that make up our life that are so important, and bringing them together so that we know that we have a fully rounded life. That might be images that you want to include of people on the vision board, of family, of friendships. And then also think about, where do you want to go this year? So it may be an inspiring place you want to go to. What's a big goal for you? Having a big, exciting trip, going somewhere. Putting that on your vision board, that, you know, the thing you want to do. You want to hike in the Himalayas, or you want to go to a beautiful tropical island, or spend time in the Mediterranean, or visit friends somewhere else in the world. So, you can start thinking of those things to add to your vision board. Or you want an experience that you're going to put on your vision board. Is it learning a new hobby? As I talked about, cold water swimming, or swimming with sharks, or getting into cross stitch, or knitting, or something that makes you feel happy. What's that thing that you'd really like to do? Put that on your list so that it's there, and then we can start adding those kind of elements into the vision board. And how are you going to make yourself feel proud this year? What are you going to do? Fast forward, future think yourself to December 2024. How do you want to feel about your life? What would you have liked to have done with the year? So it's your best year. And what makes you happy? How are you going to do more of that this year? Because actually, when you're happy, you are so much more productive. You get more done in less time. And then because you're keenly enthusiastic to have more time to do the thing that you love doing. So what makes you really happy? Is it that you manage to get out and go for a walk every day, or get out in nature, or go for a run, or get to the gym and lift weights? What makes you happy? For me, I have to say I don't love it when it's December, but I do love swimming. I feel so good. Like if I'm having a grumpy day and I go for a swim, and no matter how I feel, I'll go for a swim and I feel in the lake, not in a pool, and I feel amazing. And it just resets me. Or maybe it's being in the garden, seeing your grandchildren or your children. If I gave myself permission to go after my dreams, this is what I'd accomplish over the next year. What would you accomplish? What would you do if you gave yourself permission to do it? What would you do? Okay, so I'm sharing a vision board. This is my vision board from 2022. And so I just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So you can add in, we're going to design our own check. So you can write a check to yourself. You can see how I took screenshots of various, so like this one here is my LinkedIn, so you can change the follower number. I took screenshots of like the Sunday Times bestseller list, the New York Times bestseller list, putting images of money, friendships, my son, kind of house I want to live in, weekend adventures, speaking on stages, quotes and things that I'd said that I wanted to create. And so you start seeing, so I put on there that I realized that actually my son's happy place was Legoland. So I said to myself, well, why don't we go to Legoland regularly? And so this year I've taken him to Legoland. I just booked in a trip once a month and we go to Legoland. And I just bought an annual membership. And actually it's, once you get into the rhythm of it, it's fine. And so it means that's his happy place. So, it's just doing things that, work for you. Maybe it's thinking through, your property portfolio, what you'd like to have, the places you'd like to travel to. So I had on my list, I want to spend more time in Cyprus. I grew up in Cyprus, so I love Cyprus, or different European cities. Having, just those little visions of what you wanted. Is my best friend Nicola and I, after swim, we swim very regularly together. And hiking, I love hiking. Haven't been to Machu Picchu this year, but it's definitely on the list. So having those plans. And so I'm going to show you how to create something like this, but I wanted to get you thinking of what is possible, what different elements that you can put on your vision board. So this vision board I would be looking at as I log into my computer. It's my screensaver, it's my wallpaper, and it's on my phone as my screensaver and my wallpaper. So I see it constantly. And you can update it and tweak it, but it's it's things that you can think about. So I'll stop share and we are going to create, I'm going to give you the link to create your own vision boards. Okay. So with this, and I do request that let me just give you the links. So with the links, it is, just come to them. Okay. So if you can, I'm getting rid of all my social media so we don't have those. So if you take a copy, and I'm just going to talk you through with this, and take a copy and then make a copy. Okay, so this is really, really important, because otherwise you're all going to overlap each other's work, and that won't be fun because you'll lose each other's template. Okay, so I'm just going to share. So I'm going to share both. I will first of all share the, hang on, let me give you the link before I share it. Okay, so I'm going to do the one for the desktop first of all, and then I'm going to do, so this is desktop that I'll share, and then I'll do mobile phone. Okay, so all right, desktop. So click on the link, but don't do anything with it as yet, and I just want to show you what to do, and then we'll do the same with the mobile phone version. just so they don't get butchered. Okay, so we will go to here. So there's two options. As you'll see, there's a big stop sign, okay? Because I know what happens, okay? And so if you go to File, Make a Copy, okay? So File, Make a Copy. So File on Canva, and then Make a Copy. And then what you'll do, so you can do it in the desktop version too. And so you go File, Make a Copy, and then you should see, so if you look at my screen, see where it says copy of template. So work in the copy of template, and I'm going to close down the original. So close down the original so you're not working in the original, because otherwise we'll all be working on each other's things and it will ruin it. Okay, so I'm working on the copy, so you'll see the original, and it means I can share the original if it does end up being butchered. Okay, so what we're going to do is, so here we are. So we're going to move to the first slide. So as you can see, I've created you a template with lots of different images to get you thinking. And so if you want, for example, you want to add in an image, you would literally, you can go to Elements or Photos, and you can just type in. So if you want to type in a place, so let's say you want to go to Thailand. So you just type Thailand and up comes lots of images of Thailand. Okay, so you could literally swap out any of those images of an image of Thailand. You can then add in, you know, you can upload. So if you want to upload images, you can upload an image of your kids or your partner, you know, put them in it. So you can see here, there's a little image of me on stage. So what I've done is, here's an image screenshot of speaking on a stage, and then I took an image of me. So this is slightly complicated, but I'm going to show you. So let's say here's image of me. So let's just find one, and you can, so any image. So I'm just going to stick an image of me on there, and then when you click on the image, you go to Edit Photo and Background Remover. And you can remove, see how it's removed the background image? And then you can put that over the top of something. So you have to be really careful, because it kind of, you can't just drag it over because it will fill the whole thing, but you can do it where it's like a little bit over. So then you can be, you know, speaking of what an event, you can kind of have yourself, you pop yourself over the event. So you're, you know, whether it's speaking or whether it's whatever you want to include on there. You could write, so if we go back to Elements, you could write, if you wanted book, write a book. And, you know, so it might be that you add an image of something that says, write that book, and you put that on there. Or you wanted to say fun. So the images, the photos in Canva are really good. So you could add in some emojis or go to Photos and look for an image that represents fun for you and add in one of those. You know, so all of those words, you can just add, you know, where we described our ideal words, you know, our word of the year, or those, any inspiring sentences, you know, somebody who inspires you, whether it's Ram Dass or Wayne Dyer, you can add in, or, you know, from the Bible, you can add in quotes that you want to include there. And then remember how we talked about those screenshots from social media? So what you would do is the screenshots, you just upload it. So whether it's on your desktop, and you just upload the file. So you just go upload file, and whatever image you want to upload. And then, so if I did a screenshot, let me just go to my screenshots a second, and so I'd add a screenshot. So I just add that one. So there's my YouTube channel. And so I would stick that in. Make it a bit smaller. Okay, so there it is. And now I'm going to decide what's the figure that I want to include on that. So I might decide I'm going to make it a bit bigger. And I'll just go along a tiny bit. And then I'm going to say what number I want. So, and then you can add in a number. So you would literally just write some text over the top to say your number of what you want to include. You know, so you can say, you know, to add in that number of what you want on your YouTube channel or whatever social media platform you want to include. Perhaps if we go back to elements, you want to write the word love and, you know, have an image that inspires you for a new relationship, or, you know, something that it represents your relationship that you're in right now. Including images of your family, of your loved ones, of your children, of the baby that you want to have on that vision board. So, you know, creating that space for it. For me on this vision board, I've got a picture of food because I wanted to, you know, have more, you know, family over for meals and entertainment and things like that. So I wanted to have that kind of visual representation of it. I'm just seeing, let's have a look, what else? Sophie, I'll give you a copy in a second, 1 second. So I'll let you have a play around. I'll stop sharing for a minute and let you play. Okay, so Sophie, how are you doing?
Absolutely stuck. It's just
What did you say? Sorry,
like trying to get into a festival without a ticket.
Sorry.
It's block. I've got Instagram has completely locked me out. It's just I'm trying to log into my Instagram online.
I don't know whether it's, can anybody else hear Sophie? I can't hear.
Oh. Can you hear me now? I've actually signed up to Canva.
Okay, I can't hear Sophie for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so Andrea says she's going to help you. Thank you, Andrea, because I can't hear.
Thanks very much.
Unfortunately, so
thanks,
for some
Andrea.
reason, I don't know why I can't hear, but I think she's going to solve it. Okay, and everybody else is saying so. Must be something. I don't know what's going on with me of why I can't hear. Let me check my settings, my audio. Aha, that's probably why I couldn't, because it was set to my Blue Yeti. Oh, and you couldn't hear the music I played earlier. Okay. So my settings were all off. Well, at least you could hear my voice. Sorry, you couldn't hear the music. It was very okay. So okay, so anybody else? So we'll go back and I'll just talk through the screen share. Let you have a look. So here we are. So if you need a copy of it, we will the links. I'm not sure who it was that just joined. Okay, so I'm going to give both again if anybody's not joined. Okay, so you go to the link, you take the link, and then you go to File, and then make a copy. Okay, and then you can make a copy. So I'll just share that for whoever can't see. You go to File, make a copy, and then you can start playing. And so once you've made a copy, then close the original and work in your, so it will come up with copy of at the top, and that's the one you can work in. And it's fine to work in it. So, and then things like the check, you can, if we scroll down, here is the check. So you can write in your name, what you want to, what revenue you want for this year. You can put the date in, and then you can sign it. You know, God, the universe, whatever you want to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it inspired and entertained and excited you with what is possible with vision boards. Check out the link below, because you can access my vision board templates and then you can create your own. So it's really powerful stuff. Please be sure to check it out below, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye, bye, bye.